So today I wanted to discuss about a topic in which I'm rather familiar with. The topic, as the title suggests, is my experience with the usage of Minoxidil for beard growth. Basically, just to do a quick recap of my story, it all started back when I was about 16 years old. I basically stumbled upon subreddit for Minoxidil, and I started doing some research, watching YouTube videos, and I ended up finding out about this whole community. I was quite
Skeptical.
about the whole thing. It kind of seemed like a miracle treatment that would fix all your problems, basically. So I wasn't really convinced that it was an actual thing that actually existed. And that's mostly the reason why I'm doing this video, because I wanted to show people the experience of a real person. Pretty much I treated myself as a test subject for this medicine. So, as I was saying, it all started when I was about 16. Of course, I didn't have a job or any kind of way to get the actual product. So I ended up just telling to myself that I would get it when I first had a job, and second, when I was old enough to know that I was not going to grow a beard, because I forgot to mention that, but I actually um, naturally unable to grow a beard. All I grow is a few hairs on top of my lip and a few hairs, like you can literally count them. Basically, I had three hairs on my chin. So I always liked that vibe of having a beard. I always thought it was kind of cool, so that's why I went for it. So yeah, basically, skip forward. I turned 20 years old. I had a job, so I said, why not? I will start going for the minoxidil stuff. So I bought it. I straight up bought the whole package, 6 bottles. Let me see, I think I have one here, so show it to you guys. It's this one. So I bought that and I started using it as people recommend it on the internet, to use it about twice a day, every day for 1 year. So I started using it, um, and basically that's how we started. I started using it daily, twice a day, like the instructions said, and it was quite difficult to keep up. It basically became a chore at some point. And for the first few weeks, I didn't really see any results. But then, well, I just kept going because I really wanted to test it out, and people on the internet kept saying that you could actually get results after 3 months or 4 months. So I wanted to try that for myself. And I did. After 4 months, actually less, I would say about 3 months after that, I started noticing some changes, very small changes, but they were quite noticeable. I started seeing lots of baby hairs everywhere in my face. It looked awful. I must have a picture there, so I'll probably show it to you guys. But it really was really ugly. But I kept it because I was quite excited about it. So by the way, during this whole process, I barely never really shaved fully in the beginning because I thought it was kind of cool, right? But then fast forward and you kind of notice that when you look back at the pictures, you realize I should have shaved because it looks really, really, really bad. But anyways, after 4 months, roughly, I started noticing more results. Yeah, I would say about 4 or 5 months, you could actually see the beard, but it was really bad. That's basically what I call the ugly stage. And I really wish someone had told me how ugly I looked. I'm probably gonna put a picture there on the screen. But it looked really bad. So I just refused to shave it and I would just cut it a little bit with a trimmer that I bought. So that's how I kept going. And yeah, basically the awkward stage, I would call it like that, it lasted until 6 or 7 months. So yeah, as my experience, I would say if you guys are starting the process, you should probably shave as much as you can before the 7th or 8th month mark. It's probably better and it looks less ugly, being honest with you. Even though I know you are gonna be excited about it, I probably recommend to shave it. Either way, something really important that I would like to mention here is that I really recommend taking lots of photos, and that's actually what I did. But what I do regret is that I tend to take photos in the same angles and the same perspectives. I kind of wish early on I would have taken pictures in more angles, because it would have been cool to have that point of reference. Anyways, if you're starting, please take as many photos as you can. Okay, and that's basically how it started. Something that I should also mention is when using Minox, I would probably recommend, even though I did say that, well, I did say that you should shave it, but if you want to keep it, you can definitely do it. I would not recommend keeping it too long though. Personally, I would recommend keeping it at number 1 or number 1.5 guard with the trimmer. That's probably because it looks cool, like people can tell you have beard, but well, it doesn't look ugly. And also, really important, if you have too long of a beard, it's gonna be really hard to apply the product because it's not gonna be in direct contact with your skin. Plus, if you have a long beard, well, you need it to make contact with your skin so that it absorbs it. So if it's not doing that, you're gonna need more product. You're gonna be wasting a lot. So keep it short, guys, please. Well, it's up to you really, but I would really recommend that. Now, when it comes to the full closing, I would say the biggest change that I noticed is what it was in the first 4 months. After that, maybe 6 months, 7 months, I had a little bit of growth, but not too much. And then after, I would say 1 year is when I really started noticing these areas actually starting to fill in, and they're still filling in a little bit. So it took a long time for these ones to fill in really. Most of the journey, I haven't had hair in this area right here. So it's kind of new. Oh, by the way, also, I've completely forgot to mention as well, but I haven't really been very consistent after the first 4 or 5 months. I was in the beginning applying it twice a day, but then I just stopped because I couldn't be bothered. So then I just started applying it only like at nights before going to sleep, like 2 hours before going to sleep, which I don't really recommend because when you go to sleep, you roll on your bed and you can get it all over your face. And that's actually kind of what's happening to me, and I kind of regret it. Because I roll over my bed, I'm actually getting a lot of hair down here, which I didn't really used to have. I barely have space for my eyebrows anymore. So that's, a side effect that I'm not sure if people like. So yeah, basically. Now, no, everything is good, and I would actually like to go for the disappointments that I've had. I had, some ideas of what I wanted to achieve in the beginning. Not everything has been exactly what I wanted it to be. In particular, I would say areas that I am not growing as much as I would like to be is the mustache. The mustache area, it's very light at the moment. I cannot grow a thick mustache. You could argue that it's probably genetics, but I'm not sure. I think I may have some damage here because of waxing that I used to do earlier when I couldn't really grow a beard. So I'm not sure about this, and I'm just talking about personal experience and what I think happened. But please don't wax ever in your beard. But yeah, that's basically a bit of a disappointment. Even when I grow this area, the most I've grown it is for 2 months. It doesn't really grow a lot. Like it doesn't really cover. It looks kind of empty, and if you look at it from a distance, it's basically invisible. So yeah, mustache, a weak area, which doesn't really seem to be getting better, even though I've been using it for over a year. I'm still going strong at it. I'm probably gonna reach the 2 year mark. After 2 years, I'm probably just gonna leave it if I don't see any more results on the mustache. So that's basically my disappointments, right? There's some areas that I don't really like yet, and I'm still wishing to have more coverage in some areas. Now, I would also like to talk about the cons and the dangers, if you could call it that, of minoxidil. One of the cons I would say is this is just personal. It's not really a con if you don't think about it, but for me, it's a bit of a chore having a beard. Sometimes I kind of miss the low maintenance that it used to be, just shaving the mustache and shaving the three hairs down here. Because I have a lot more coverage now. When I have to shave, it takes me a really long time. It takes me like 30 minutes just to, finish shaving. And before, like it would take me like 5 minutes. So it's high maintenance kind of thing that sometimes I miss, being honest with you. Also, it's kind of itchy. It's kind of annoying. I wasn't aware of this when I started, but it's a bit annoying, honestly. As I was saying, it's a bit of a chore, but it's not really a con. It's just a little bit annoying. Also, another thing that I should mention is about dryness in the skin. When you start using it, your skin gets really dry, and then you start seeing like white flakes all over the beard, which looks kind of gross. That's really bad, and I would say if people see that you have white flakes all over your beard, either they're gonna think that you're not very hygienic, or they're gonna think that you're on Minox because that usually causes it. But yeah, basically that's like another con that I see, although it's not too bad. Now this I've only heard about it for some people. Sometimes when people have heart issues, it can increase the heart rate. Personally, I haven't had that, but I've heard that it happens. Also, some people get a lot of acne on it or just bumps in their face. If you're having that, I would say probably Minox is not for you, so you pr should probably stop using it. And also, now this is probably the most important one, and really the most dangerous con that I've seen and I've heard about. And that's basically pets. If you have cats, if you have dogs, it's not advisable to use minoxidil, or at least it's not advisable to have them in your bedroom or near to your bed when you sleep, because you could have a cat just go to your pillow and I don't know, lick the pillow or something. And because when you sleep, you roll around your face, you're gonna leave the pillow full with minoxidil, and that could be a problem, and it could literally die. So that's not great. That's really bad. So please be careful there. Don't even let a single drop of that stuff be nearby your pets just because it's really dangerous for them. And yeah, that's basically the whole thing. That's basically my whole experience by now. Throughout the video, I should have shown all the pictures of my progress because I have a lot of pictures about it. So hopefully with this video you can choose if you want to start or not the journey, if it's worth it for you. And if you're already at it, you kind of know what to expect after a year. Of course, if you have better genetics than me, that's definitely going to help. Keep in mind that I pretty much started from zero, so of course my growth is not as ideal as it can be with other people. So please keep that in mind. Basically, as I was mentioning before, I'm still planning to keep going at it, probably for another few months until I hit the 2 year mark, and then I just leave it because it's starting to get annoying. It's a chore, being honest with you, it's a chore. So yeah, that's basically my story. And that's really all I wanted to talk about. So that's everything for today, and have a nice day.